Let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel awkward when you're not serving in youth ministry? I mean, you're there, but you're not there. You don't have a role, you don't have a responsibility. Do you feel a disconnect in that? Well, that's what my coaching client Giles and I talk about today. Who are we when we're not doing anything? Can we not just be, and can we not give ourselves a little bit of grace? Hey, everybody, Paul Turner here from the discipleproject.net. And if you love videos about youth ministry advice, games, room design, all those kind of good things, well, then you might want to consider subscribing here to the channel. And so what I'm going to show you today is a brief snippet of conversation between Giles and I talking about being, doing, and grace. I hope that it serves you well. And I want to thank Giles for allowing me to show this clip, to be able to show you what it's like to be in a coaching session with me. Should you be looking for coaching, there'll be a link down below that you can check out. So let's go ahead and join the conversation about being, doing, and grace.
Have you ever tried to put yourself in a state of just being and then found your mind trying to push towards a doing stance? And the reason I ask is I was reading on last Thursday or Friday, and I tried to just be a being in that. And so I go to a different part of the church. I'm still on the clock, but I go to the nursery, always real quiet in there except for Sundays. And I go sit in a rocking chair and I'm just reading. And I thought, ooh, I should go grab a highlighter and a pen and a little sticky notepad. So if something comes to my mind, I can just write it down, push it to the side, right? Because the lightest pencil is better than the strongest memory. And then I don't have to think about it. And then when I get this highlighter, I'm like, ooh, I could do a series on that. That's an interesting thought. I'm still consistently thinking about that
Yeah,
kind of.
we are idea machines, some of us, right? If you're especially in youth ministry, the creative nature of the position
Yeah,
drives us to some degree, right? Because if you're a creator, if you're a writer like myself and like you, we're always thinking about the next series or the next idea or the next, thing, and it can always, and I don't know, I don't know if I even have an answer to it in the sense of how do you stop it? I think you have to say,
again,
maybe the question is, what is the worst that can happen if I don't do that?
right.
If I don't go get a marker and a pen, what if I just sit and read? What is the worst that can happen? Probably nothing.
Nothing.
Probably nothing. It's our own fears and ideations and all the things that we're going through that drives that need for productivity or the need to validate our existence in some way,
Yeah.
where we just don't have to. That God's love doesn't require that we do anything. It just is.
Yeah.
And it's a hard concept for human beings to understand
Yeah.
that that when I sin, that doesn't stop God's love. It doesn't thwart it. It doesn't impede it. It doesn't do anything to it. It's still
Right.
there. But we, as human beings, and we hear it in our culture all the time, that we're always trying to make up for our sins. We're always
Mhm.
trying to, I've done a thing. Now I got to do 20 things to make up for that thing.
For sure.
But that's what grace is,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Grace is saying, I don't have to do anything, absolutely nothing, which is a bonkers concept
Yeah.
in our brains, in our human brains.
Yeah. When I was teaching, and well, this was beforehand, this was in university in college, and there was a class, and it wasn't a perfect attendance type thing, but it started at 8 promptly, and there was only a handful of us there. And I remember what this professor said, probably a class of 20 to 30, and only maybe 5 or 6 were actually there by the time it started. This particular day, cold, rainy, wet roads. And one girl said, what do we get for being the only ones here on time? And he said, nothing. And she was kind of a little upset by it. He said, you don't get you don't get rewarded for doing what you're supposed to do. You get rewarded for going above and beyond, right? And anyways, it stuck with me
Uh,
that if you get a speeding ticket, you can't go and plea. But I've stopped at 20 consecutive stop signs ever since I ran that one stop sign. Yeah, the good things that you do
Yeah.
don't make up for the bad. You're just expected to stop at stop signs. kind of evident, right? And so we're not going to get rewarded for doing what you're supposed to do, right? But there are consequences to doing what you're not supposed to do, and that's where grace comes in.
Oh, absolutely. And the concept too is that maybe too that that we need to offer ourselves grace, even
Mm,
if we don't do anything.
yeah.
That there is no the reward in and of itself, right, is being. The reward is not that I did, got my markers and created a lesson and totally got myself off track. The it is its own reward, right? Just like serving the Lord is its own reward. I mean, we're always in constant, we I wish, and I think, I think a lot of people think this, Christians too, that our rewards were one to one. When we're bad, we would like to be struck by lightning immediately rather than wait 6 months.
Mm.
And we'd also like money to drop out of the sky immediately when we've
Good.
done something good,
Yeah.
right? Rather than that comes 6 months later. So we're very much in the immediacy of how we want God to react or respond to our good or bad. And grace doesn't work like that. Grace is just grace. And we have to be graceful to ourselves and say, okay, you know, if I don't get it done now, it's okay. If if I don't work, if I somehow don't turn my being into doing, it's okay. If
Hmm.
my being doesn't turn into anything doing, it's okay. I don't
Yeah.
have to validate my being with the doing. Now, make no mistake about it. I am a doing person, have always been a doing person. I have gotten better, and I think age has helped me with that, where I don't feel like I have to be doing. I don't have to be on all the time as a pastor or even as a Christian. I'd rather just be a human being in the moment and allow God's grace to just guide me, right? I don't have to always be putting myself out there and go, look at me, right? And you may suffer from that. You may always feel like you have to do that. Well, leave me some comments down below. What is hardest about not doing things? Do you struggle with just being and saying, you know what? If I don't lift another finger today, God still loves me. Let me know what you think about the video, and let me know what you think about coaching. Is that something you've been looking into or maybe exploring? Leave me some comments down below. And listen, if you're looking for more youth ministry advice, well, I'm going to put a playlist right here. I have a whole list of videos that may serve you where I answer questions from youth pastors just like you. And of course, if you're looking for games, well, I want to make sure you have a whole list of games you can choose from, over 100 here, that are play tested right here in my youth group. And listen, if you do me one more favor before you go and click the thumbs up button. It tells me you like the video and you want more of them. But that's it for today, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for being a part. All the links down below, and I'll see you in the next video.